All right, good afternoon, YouTube. It's your man all the way. What's good evening, depending on where you're at. Good afternoon, good evening. This is your man all the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Human Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Now, I have a couple of special ladies from the sport of bodybuilding from two different areas. We have here IFBB Pro and APC Amateur, and these ladies have been in the game for quite some time. We have here once Miss Cheryl Faust, if I got it right now, and
Faust.
also Faust, because Faustian deal, and Miss Leanne George, and see, got my name George. So welcome, ladies. I appreciate your time and coming by. Introduce yourself. Tell you about yourself to the people who are listening.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cheryl Faust. I'm in Michigan. I'm off season now, but still trying to hang in there for the sake of Leanne. she's in prep, so yeah. Hello, everybody.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Leanne George, and I live in Washington State. I am getting ready to step on stage for the first time since November 2019. Having a great time, blessed every day, extra blessed every day the gyms are open, and appreciate everybody's support, especially Cheryl and her really creative videos, and George here just for being interested. Thank you.
But like I said, it's a kind of passion of mine. I've been a fan of you ladies. I've been a fan of bodybuilding since I can remember because my older brother, he used to play football. He used to get the muscle max, and I grew up the era when you still had the last 2 years of Arnold Schwarzenegger. You had Lee Heaney. You had all these legends, and then the women were just like people like Raquel Welch, McLetch, and Carla Dunlap and Corey Everson, and then the Linda Murray areas and Laura Craval, and just those great ladies and the women who are out today, like Lena Popa and so many like Andrea Shaw. I have admiration for you women, and I do my channel. My channel, like I said, is a good part of it is a commitment to the sport of bodybuilding, because especially the women, because you don't get much support. If you think about it, if you look at some channels, there'll be like 20 million channels dedicated to men bodybuilding, and maybe only a few dedicated to the women.
Yeah, that's true. I see that a lot. But yeah, there's a lot of male fans, but not only that, there's a lot of female fans that are into coming up in this younger generation that are, you see them in the gym, they're lifting weights. It's a lot different than it was when I got involved in it 20 years ago. So I'm glad to see that there's more young ladies that are taking care of their bodies now and actually getting into it. So that's probably why there's more categories in the division and the MPC, and that's good to see. So I'm happy to see that it's a good influence, that Leanne and I can be a good influence on young ladies that want to lift weight and get in shape and not starve themselves into being sick and depressed and skinny. So I think if anything, we can have a good influence on up and coming young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
So George, I was completely inspired by Corey Everson, and have the books, wrote exercises from their books or magazines or books they were from. To date, I have this wrinkled picture of Corey Everson that hangs on my fridge, and it's pretty awesome, plus interesting and awesome to see the changes and where it's evolved, and everybody works hard, and that, to me, honestly, that's just the best part of it, to be able to be strong women and have an opportunity to show it whatever category you're in.
Like the big question is like, how did you both of you get into sport? Because I know Sarah says you've been in it for 20 years. How did you start in it? What kind of did you like? Generally, like I said, often found out that a lot of ladies have an athletic background. Were you an athlete? Were you kind of like did you work in sports?
Well, I guess for me, it's been in embedded in me since I was a child. I always wanted to have the 6-pack abs. I was always, kind of fanatical about nutrition, but I never knew how to do any of it. But I always tried. I mean, in my teens, I probably was partly anorexic, but I always wanted to be in that kind of shape, and I didn't know how. But it wasn't until my mother and my sister always went to the gym since my sister was a teenager. So my mom was always into health, working out and health, and it kind of turned me away from it, I guess, because that back then, I don't know, I just didn't. She was always into vitamins and all this stuff, and working out, and I was kind of anti that. So, but anyway, it didn't happen until my sister bought my first membership to Gold's Gym here in Michigan, and she was actually training people in the gym, doing some kind of water training or whatever it was. But she trained me. She trained me how to do each body part, and I stuck with it for 2 weeks, and I never stopped. I kept going. And then it wasn't until my 30s that I met my best friend, well, through my job. My best friend's mother introduced me to her daughter, who was a NPC competitor. That was Tara Logan. So today she's still my coach, and she does my diets for me. But anyway, she doesn't compete anymore. She retired from it years ago, and she just kind of lives through it through me. So what inspired me is when I met her, I seen her in the gym, and she was ripped, and I just, that's the look I wanted. I knew that's what I wanted. So it was just an instant reaction with me, and then she ended up helping me with my first show in Michigan. Never done a show, and she got me going on the diet, and she trained me, and I took first place in my first show in Michigan. So I said I wanted to go to the nationals right away, and here I am, a novice, and it was kind of a joke. And I did 2 more shows that same year, 2005. Second show was Motor City, Detroit, and I think I took maybe third, or I don't even remember the placing. But I did 1 more show that same year in Texas, John Sherman, and then I became nationally qualified. It was an addiction, all that. From then on, I've just been competing ever since. But my work life takes up much of my time because I was a leader with a big organization, and that was most of my life. So it was bodybuilding and working.
And the same thing with you, Leanne. Did you have athletic background? Like you said, you were a big fan of Corey Everson, and Corey Everson, I think, was the gold standard for female bodybuilding back then. You had Corey, you had Angela Langer, you had Diane Denson, who had the most beautiful set of eyes I ever met that I saw in a female bodybuilding.
So as far as was I an athlete in school, I dabbled in a few things here and there, basketball, gymnastics, baseball, that kind of stuff, soccer, but not really like into anything much. And as I got older and got into a place, I met a guy that was a bodybuilder, and he'd be like, flexing in the mirror and I was like, I wonder what that's like. So I started going to the gym, right? I was kind of in my just right around 20, so maybe very impressionable. And anyway, I went to the gym and loved it. And then I had girlfriends that would come and they just would sit and wait for me to get done. So I just worked out alone and kind of just touch the machines and experience them. And then I would stare inside this weight room, the free weight room, and there were these 3 guys that worked out. And finally one of the guys said, come on in. And I became their project. And next thing you know, 2 out of the 3 guys kind of moved on. And this guy took me under my wing, and we became really, really wonderful friends. And I wanted to compete from there and kind of went on to a different gym. And finally got somebody who would take me to my first show. And wow, what an experience that was, as far as just, I can go into it, but I always say, always rely on yourself and remember it's your dream, because no matter what you do, who you ask to help you, what you pay people, they can kind of leave you hanging. So always be, ready for something. Anyways, kind of an interesting experience, but it was in my blood on that day. Even though my ass crack or my butt cheeks were glued together, I was scared and mortified that I was left to do everything for my first time on my own, but I wouldn't have changed it for a second. So I became somebody's project. And, through some lifetime experiences, I would say being passionate about this at any level in my life kept me on track to, take different journeys, but always come back to this and keep myself on a path to success in all aspects of life. And whether I've gone pro or not, I've had time to, reflect and review and see if this is, why am I doing this? What really matters? And it's all heart.
Mm-hmm. It's like it's a tough life, but it's a manifying life, huh?
Oh, I love, if I'm not suffering, I am just not happy. And that is the bottom line. I love it. I love it. Love it.
Yeah. Like that's Miss George says, Miss George say so. This is like I said, you ladies, I really respect what y'all do. You commitment for the sport. I've been a fan. Like I said, I've been a fan for a long time, and the work you put into it and the passion you put into it, it's a great thing. But the thing is also it is an expensive sport. If you might know, if any of you who follow my channel, who see where I make my content or do my interviews, we talk about how expensive sports is, and that's why we try to promote. Maybe if anybody out here, if you can listen to this video, I keep saying this, try to let's sponsor some of these ladies. Let's help them further their careers in this sport, because it's a tough sport. Now, as you know, Cheryl, you got your pro card back in 2018, right?
20.
Yeah.
What was it? 17.
17. I think.
Yeah, I debuted in 18.
Mm-hmm.
I got it in 17. Debuted in 18. And then I did 2 shows in 19.
Mm-hmm. Cause I think you also, I remember you did some shows last year. I think you did Chicago and another show. I can't remember.
2019, I did Chicago, and then I did Gary Udit's Pro Masters.
Yeah, and like I said, what was that feeling when you finally got your once you got your pro card and got you on your first pro stage?
I couldn't believe it. I'll tell you, Leanne and I were together and for both of these shows in 2019, and we both did the was it the North Americans? Yeah, it was the North Americans 2019. I got the pro card, and I competed in every category. So I ended up getting first, second, and third place, and it ended up being, and this was wild. I ended up going into the heavyweight class. I don't know how that happened, but I won as a heavyweight first place. Sometimes the rules change over the years. I could have won back in 2008 had the rules been the same, because I took first place in the North Americans in 2008. So if they had the same rules back then, I would have been a pro in 2008 for sure. Mm-hmm. So 10 years later, I, work on it some more, which is fine because I wouldn't have met her. On the way, and there's a reason for everything. And now, I just have this strong passion to how she was with me when I won, and I couldn't believe it. She wanted me to call the promoter, so I did. Got him on the phone. Gary, did I win my pro card? And he's like, well, he said something sarcastic, Gary Udit. He said something back to me, and I'm like, okay, bye. I just couldn't absorb it. And I still couldn't for like a year. It just wouldn't sink in. It was like, I felt like I was a pro all along. And that night, it was like, okay, but I'm not done. Okay, but it's, you know, all the years of, you know, dreaming of being a pro, you know, the tears would come down your face when you dreamt about it. The day would come, you know, the day would come. They used to say, oh, you get your pro card in 5 years. And I would say, really? People would tell me that, you know, when I first started. And then it happens. If you have great genetics for some people, or if you have great support, you know, supporters, I had to support myself through my whole journey. I did not have anybody to help support me. I worked and I'm very independent. There was nobody. So the money had to come from me. So that was a tough part, you know, in the sport when you're on your own. But that night, it was weird. I mean, I don't think I cried. I think I had to take it all in, and it took me a while to accept that it happened, because it was almost like I didn't feel like I deserved it for some reason. I don't know why. And, but I got it. And, you know, I went off to do my debut in 18, and, you know, obviously there's still things I need to work on. There's a lot of great bodybuilders out there, women. I probably won't ever look like those, you know, because I'm getting older, and there's things that I do not do. I like the way I look when I dial in, and this year was kind of crappy. You know, I had some things going on, but, you know, I'm getting up in age. You know, I'm 53 now. So I hope that, you know, there'll be more shows for master women and the IFBB. That would be wonderful. More choices, more selections that we can compete with people our own age.
Yeah, because I talked about that. I talked to a couple ladies who, you know, I told you I did some interviews. I talked to a couple ladies who are like around your age group. There's a Marianne, she's like 57. Shay Machada, Miss Wendy Sanchez, who talk about that. I agree with you. I did this. I talked this before on my channel that there should be a ladies' masters, you know, class in the IFBB. Also, needs a strength here promoted too, because the fact is, it's hard to go up against somebody, because you were at the Tampa and you had, you know, people like you know, Stephanie Flesher, and you had Mona Pasella, and you had Janine Lakowski, and, you know, all these other ladies who come in just like huge and dialed in.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you're tied for 16th.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's difficult.
It will always be difficult at this stage of the game for me. So I expect that. Although, you know, there's no miracle that's going to happen at this age, at the stage of the game. I know that. There's only so much I can do with the body, and I'm not going to do any harm to my body at this point. So I'm not going to keep pushing it. You know, I'm 53 and I want to live. So I'm only going to do what I'm going to do. So yes, I will participate still in the IFBB, but I hope that there will be more master shows, and Wings of Strength sponsors them. That will be wonderful. That, you know, we can keep going that way. Mm-hmm. And then I keep going until I'm 70, 80.
There's a lady who competed at a show. She just got a pro card, and that was at I think it was the North Americans, believe, and she was 77 years old.
Yeah,
she got a pro card. And that's pretty. I saw her did an interview, and she's really amazing lady. Now, Miss George, you were there, and how was that feeling when your girl won her got a pro card? What was that feeling like? You know, it's just y'all just so happy, just so.
Well, first off, I needed her to give Gary a call and you know, handle that and make sure it was she was reaching out and you know, making sure that was happening. But always, you know, you always want to see your friends succeed, right? Elated. I mean, I couldn't be more proud. I felt really excited for her and you know, really. That's it. I mean, I can give you a bunch of fluff words, but I mean, you know,
we take the fluff words.
Your friends succeed, anybody succeed is great, but you know, the hard work that she puts in and the dedication and you know, everything that you sacrifice. I was really proud of her. I was very proud of her.
Yeah,
but you know, I mean, I knew she could do it.
You can do it.
I always say it wouldn't happen. I have to, you know, keep reminding myself, if you didn't show up, no matter if not you know, if if somebody looks better than you, if I didn't show up, I wouldn't have gotten it that night. So my thought is this: if you have that passion in your heart about bodybuilding, no matter what your body type is like, even my own challenges, if you don't show up, you can't win. There's no chance. So you got to get up and you got to go to the gym and you got to at least try, and then you just don't stop. So never give up. Show up. Never give up and show up.
Yeah. Well, right here we have a lady who follows me as Miss Fishiana. If Miss Fishiana's fights, she supports my channel and my live stream. We've been on quite a while together. She used to be part of the liquor spot, but she's on, she's doing her little thing. But she's saying hello, George Page and ladies, and we appreciate the hello. We appreciate any of y'all who come by. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to these videos also. They're on social media. They put out some pretty cool videos. You gotta check them out. But that's the thing about hard work and dedication, and to sacrifice. And you said that you didn't want to go to the next levels. I remember I did an interview with Sue Price some time ago, and Sue said the same thing because Sue Price was an amazing female bodybuilder. She came in, she especially for her height and size, and she's pretty good. And she said like this: she didn't want to go to the next level because of the fact that she didn't want to give up her femininity for that. And you got to respect that, because that's the thing. As you know, recently we had a couple of passings in the sport. If I talked about this, Alina Havani, who died. Also, John Mountain Dog Meadows, and a couple other people have passed. And this is because this is about the sport. Is that your sport gets this fingerprint in it, saying like you're on roids, you're taking diuretics, yada 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 yada. But if you think about it, other sports, as especially mainstream sports such as boxing, MMA, baseball, football, those sports, there's use of steroids.
Well, not even that. How about the regular person on the street taking drugs?
And this also is what was told to me by Leah Follow. She told me ballerinas taking steroids.
Yeah.
And that's crazy when I heard that, seeing like ballerinas on the TV toes. And it's just people, keep forgetting that, your sport is more out there compared to other sports. It's considered a fringe sport, but it is a sport.
Yeah, it's a sport. And it is true. All these major sports, and then there's the Olympia where they're drug tested. And I know that because I own a health and wellness business, and we sponsor a lot of the Olympians. Those are the young people that are, still real young. I can get up there and do the, all that stuff. And they actually test, them for drugs. So, but yeah, these other sports, football, baseball, hockey, bodybuilding, it's all, yeah.
Yeah. Like this quote from a MMA fighter, Nick Diaz, everybody uses steroids.
Yeah. That's not what kills you either.
No, it's not. It's
that's not what kills you. Steroids are in your body already. That's not what does it. It's somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, usually dehydration and a heart attack or, something to that nature to stop their heart. They didn't do something correctly with, whatever they're using, but it's not steroids. That's for sure.
Yeah. Just bad practices and all like that.
Yeah.
And just people got to realize that it's like any other sport. I remember I was like, one time I was watching a special where they did a survey among a group of Olympic athletes and said, if you had the opportunity, to take a drug that make you go better, stronger, faster, whatever, win awards, win gold medals, but shorten your life by 5 years, would you take it? And the majority of them said yes.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah. And,
absolutely.
And like I said, people are given a choice. They rather say, you know what, I'd rather be great than be nobody else.
Absolutely.
So the debate is like this, this sport is a great sport. People got to give it a chance. And the thing is also, one thing about it is that it doesn't get as much money compared to the mainstream sports. A lot of sports have major sponsors. Some of my content, I talk about MMA. MMA fighters don't get paid as much as boxers, but they get big sponsors. You know, they had a UFC had a contract with Reebok for a long time. Now I got a contract with Venom. You got companies like Nike and Coca-Cola and all that. But would you think that would help bodybuilding? I know they probably will get Coca-Cola, but Coca-Cola does make a water and other stuff, and we think that would help the sport inject it with money, and be fair disbursement for you ladies.
It'd have to be the right company.
I think like having nothing comes for free, right? And having sponsorship would be really amazing. I guess those things like also depend on, as an athlete, what you're willing to give for those sponsorships, and your status is certainly going to help talk for you on that note, So I think money is, always has something to say, but especially with the bureaucracy, not the bureaucracy, but you never know who's coming to the table, what the judges want. Excuse me.
That's right.
So you just got to work hard and have fun. And, for me personally, that is just kind of my goal. I don't think money, obviously it costs way more money to go. And no one's, people always say, well, do you make a lot of money? And I always just laugh. No, it's really about the journey.
Yeah, they used to.
Yeah, because in amateur divisions, you don't get paid.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and that's the thing you get paid. You don't start seeing your De Niro till you get your pro card, and you start doing shows. But the thing is, like, it's things like the women, you working just as hard as the men. You train, you prep, you do all the things. But like I said again, it's expensive. You have to worry about hair, makeup, you travel expenses. You got to get tanning. You got to get this and that. While the guys just got put on a banana hammock and hit the stage, and that's about it. And then they get a bigger check because the sponsors will put more money into their division and more into yours. As you know, this weekend we had the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, and that's usually one of the biggest shows of the year. And they kind of cut it down a little bit, and they cut out one division, which is kind of has taken the place of bodybuilding. When this is one of my favorite movies is the Chris Nolan Dark Knight movies, and Batman Begins, where Ra's al Ghul tells Bruce Wayne, only take care of the enemy, you walk behind him and stab it in the heart. And that's how it happens to your bodybuilder. Walked up behind you and stabbed you in the heart. And they cut it down to like men's classic, men's overall, I think bikini and and fitness, and then and if physique was pushed out. And we all know years ago that the Schwarzenegger Classic pushed out women's bodybuilding. They got rid of Miss International, the true Miss International. And it's a struggle. Even that division is starting to see that is seen too as the ideal of people say it's getting too muscular. I think it's more to the classic, maybe 90s version of female bodybuilding. But like anything, it's going to evolve and change.
Yeah, it'll evolve. I think I commented on that too. In 10 years from now, what is women's bodybuilding going to look like for physique or for what do you call it? What's the wellness division?
It's wellness. It's figure. Can't forget figure. It's almost
Yeah. So it's just going to keep evolving because we want to look better every year. It's us, women and men, both. They start on their journey, and they like their results, and they're excited, and they want to get better, and it keeps evolving. What's wrong with that? So I'm just saying, and we also age, right? In 10 years, I'll be 62. So do you think I'm going to look like somebody that's 32 with that, But the good thing about it is and then our people that have gone before us, the Debbie Bramwells and, all these great women that I adore so much.
I love Debbie Bramwell. She's beautiful. The big smile, that curly hair.
And she was my favorite. And also, they paved the way for us. I said, I want those legs on this person, and I want her smile. And, they paved that way. And yes, I worked towards getting that body they're retired now. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's still, we'll never say we're retired, right?
Yeah.
You never know. We might come back, right? But then 10 years from now, we've just paved the way for more generations to come up, and they're looking better than we did at this time. It just keeps evolving, and that's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. We're supposed to move on, and then the next generation comes up and they learn from us. So that's how it works. That's how life is.
Yeah, because that's the anything sport. You got to think about it. You start off like, you have like a classic, basketball. You might think about like, Dr. J, and then Michael Jordan to LeBron James. Like you start from like, Martina Navratilova to Serena Williams to Naomi Osaka. It's just you're just gonna have a new generation. And it's just
new way of doing things. Younger person. So we're just teaching, paving the way, and they're learning. And that's what it's all about. I got to get better and better and better. So I am happy with what I can do with my body at this age. And I'm happy with, how I feel, and that, and I know Leanne is too, that we can still accomplish this doing what we do. We're happy with that.
Yeah, that's good. And the quote, one of my favorite characters, the Joker, and you are beautiful, women. You are beautiful. And that's the thing is, and this is also like people don't think. I do comparison videos, and I have a series called Sex Appeal. And I talk about the beauty of y'all women. Y'all women are beautiful, but the fact is that you have people who have the mentality that feel like that. Women must like, they try to be a man. Yeah. Wait, why are you fighting something sexy? Or especially as guys, if we said earlier, truthfully, your good majority of your fan base is male. And guys like me who are a fan of you ladies, we often get told like, you're gay. Say, wait a minute. Now, if I was gay, I would have the hot spot. Well, I am an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. I love Arnold. And okay, there's my Vin Diesel man crush, but because ever since Fast and the Furious, 500, but you are just a different type of woman, like see, I'm from North Carolina and I'm from the South. Our women a little bit more round, a little bit more bust, but you women are just your body's amazing. Like there's some women who are very beautiful, like Andrea Shaw. I mean, she's just so amazing. I mean, she just has those awestruck looks. But you have to deal with society's idea, like say, of biases against you as women?
I have not. I have always been, I've not had to deal with that at all. There was one gym here in Michigan that I went to once with a Starbucks coffee, and I think they're closed now, but the gym must have had a rule against bringing a coffee in. Well, that was my pre-workout drink for that, whatever I was doing, I wasn't on a diet, but I had needed some caffeine. And I went to work out there, and they literally chased me out the door with my coffee. Nowadays, it's different, but that gym's closed long. But no, I don't get anything from people, no comments, nothing negative. But I think that's my energy. I don't have the mentality of a bully or somebody that has I'm bad and mean and anything like that. That's not how I think about my body. So I think that vibration comes out with people when they meet me in person and they talk to me and they see who I really am when I have a conversation with somebody. I'm just a normal person, with muscle. But I don't get anything negative. I've never have, not at my job, anywhere. I've always gotten compliments for what I do. So that's been my experience with it.
And Miss George?
I get negative comments all the time. Oh my goodness.
My
I would say this, that when I am out of the country, people want to touch me. I'm like this anomaly or whatever. And it's really, I'm not shy, but I'm shy. So, I'm certainly not comfortable with it, but it certainly is pretty cute. But people are terrible.
Yeah, I remember. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am at an amazing job now, and most folks are really kind. But I also experience a lot of ignorance, and there are certainly times when people do or say things where they probably don't intend to be offensive, and they're extremely offensive. It depends on the situation, but for the most part, I roll with it. I just had somebody say something to me the other day. Twice so far in my job, and to me, in 2 years, that's actually a lot. Especially in my old job, no one ever said anything. Whether they wanted to ask, inquire, or assume, who knows? But they didn't trip on themselves. But people stare at me, they make faces at me. If I'm staring into a bakery thing, they say, you can't eat that, or which is not a joke, but it does make me want to smack them every once in a while. And again,
No.
like I said, um I think my biggest offense is, just don't stare so long if you have a problem with it. That's I don't want to see it.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
it's yeah.
it's also not always a reflection of me. So it comes
Mhm,
with the territory. Yeah.
mhm. So out there, you sick freaks, leave Miss Leanna George alone. You sick freaks. We know you're out there. You're out there. You look at her and you hate on her, but at the same time, you're in your back of your room with napkins and wet cloth, and Jimmy, she was
I
there.
I will, if I may interrupt, I will
Go
say
ahead.
that there are a lot of people within the United States that are really nice, but it usually catches me off guard. And
Mhm.
and really, what matters most is that my friends and family support me. Really, because I am not doing this for anybody's approval. Even the judges in general, as much as I want to win and be a pro, this is really a passion, and without it, um, it's just who I am. So
I want
I
her
just
to
have to
win.
I have to suck it up, Buttercup, with all those meanies.
Yeah, I want her to win.
Yes,
So
yes. You gotta win. You gotta. It's just that's a
we can't stand on the same stage unless she wins. So
yeah.
that's
Because
Well,
like. 'Cause I remember one time while I was doing putting a thing here, I saw a picture with you, Donna Salib, and y'all were just all buddy and love, and it's great to see how that's a good thing if you have that camaraderie among each other. But also,
we do have that.
mhm. And there's also like there's maybe a little little cattiness. I just as we men we think that y'all women are always catty. So this is from a man, Big Duke 24. We met over at our another site, and my man, the underrated Darkness, the number one right there. Big Duke wants to say salute to brother, my client just got her pro card today. Congratulations, Big Duke.
Wow,
That is
congratulations.
yay!
great. That is great. Hey, Big Duke,
Congrats.
if she has the time, I would love to do an interview with her. You got my IG information, stuff like that. Also, this is one of my buddies just came in. Ain't no angel. KL ain't no angel. If I stare, Leanne, at you, it's not negative. I will say something, but only if I could take a picture or make a quick video of you flexing. And I usually don't ask you ladies to flex for the smos because he wants you. Either one of you ladies want to do a little flex for KL ain't no angel. He makes content also dedicated to female bodybuilding. He's one of my subscribers, so you want to get a quick little flex so he can have a little dream about you later.
There you go.
Go ahead.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that, your smooth, your perv. Yeah. Get out your lotion and your wet wipes. And that's also we talked about earlier before we talk about is that your fan base is male. And and is we you know we respect you ladies. And yes, there's is that side where some ladies what they do, is they make money off the side, like doing stuff like sessions, doing video stuff. There's sites that where we call in other words, excuse my language, beat the meat sites where
Oh my.
that's what they are. Sites where especially after the show, as you know, I found information like when after the shows you do the photo sessions because when y'all are ripped and y'all shredded, that's the best time. You also do stuff when I talk to other ladies, you do stuff off season to make money. So and what's that like when you do the video photo sessions if you ever do them?
Well, I used to do them. Like I stopped doing them probably, I don't know when, maybe 2014. That was the last time I did a photo shoot because I did it with Wings of Strength. And I had some really bad cramping on stage the next day. So that was from over pose, doing these photo shoots for 2 hours. They paid me very well, Wings of Strength did, for that photo shoot. But that was the last one I did. It was no more photo shoots before you get on stage from my coach. And so that was the last one I did. And I did one with Gene X. I think me and Leanne were there for that one where I'm holding Coco, my little chihuahua.
Uh-huh.
He came to my room and did a quick photo shoot for me there. For my dog because I wanted a cute picture and everything. And that was it. So that was 2014. After that, I'm a photographer too, so I do a lot of my own work. And so I'm happy to take my own pictures too. But yeah, I do a lot of stuff on the side there. Right now I'm unemployed, so with everybody else. Yeah, I own a health and wellness business, but I just got it going in 2019 after I ended my 32-year career in telecommunications. They retired me early. It was a big corporate thing, they did a closure or whatever. And anyway, so then COVID happened, right? So obviously I was given a little package, so I had some time through 2020. Then unemployment, so that carried me over up until, as everybody knows in the world, September. So now I just rely on what I can, and so it's kind of tricky right now, trying to figure out what to do. I mean, I'm trying to still look for things that else I can do from home because I will not go back to office work either. I think we were talking about that, how the economy is changing. People want to work from home. Well, I have a perfect work from home business, but it takes a little time to get it going. So I have that, and that's a great thing, but it's not as much yet because I just started it, that I was making at my career. So it's a tricky situation right now. So yeah, I did compete, and I was able to support myself through that this year, but I sucked. I didn't come in like I wanted to. And that was not because of the nutrition or the diet or any of that stuff. It was just probably maybe up here in my head, just a lot going on with worries and stuff like that. When you're cortisol, that triggers your system, and dealing with all what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to do the show because I hadn't been out of the house, been locked down in Michigan. I really wanted to get back on stage. So I wasn't mad at myself for not placing better. I was, something was just off, and it's probably up here. So, but anyway, yeah, it's been tricky, with all this going on, and we'll see what happens. I need everybody to send me good luck vibes.
Yeah. And with you, Miss Leanne?
So, and the question was, when was the last time I did a photo shoot? I really can't tell you. How about that for an answer?
That's good.
I really enjoyed them. It's always fun to kind of go back and look at those pictures. And then I cannot remember when, maybe 10, 11, maybe, but what I discovered was I really loved sleeping. factory before. Just not giving a and
We're adults all here. You can say it.
shut the lights down, put some Food Network on, and just sleep
Oh,
and
oh,
pose and get through it, you know?
oh. We were talking the other week with I was talking with Cheryl how like she wanted to do it Tuesday. I said no. I watched Chopped on Tuesday because me and my mom, me and my mom, we used to sit in like my mom. I used to take care of my mom for the last 5 years before she passed away, and yeah, I appreciate it. And we used to watch Chop till it's time for I put her to bed. And I love watching Chop. Yeah, I mean, remember the episode of time when they had the British dude on there talking about my cooking's not that good. It's not. I just don't. I'm not. And the dude was always winning every single time. He was. I think he became Chop.
I know,
champion.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying he was a doctor. He's like, my cooking's not that great. I don't know what the judges gonna like about it. And he was just. And the brother was winning.
He was like a pool shark.
Yeah,
He was dialed in,
Yeah, Cheryl likes the HGTV. Hey, but Chop. You know what? They bring it back. They bring it back. Robert Irvine's bringing back Dinner Impossible.
Oh, he is. Oh
yes.
my God.
Yeah,
right.
I love that. They had a guy named George on there too. I used to love that.
I did watch a Food Network show the other. Maybe it's the contest you guys are talking about. Is that what it is? They all have to do. They're on a timer and they have to make a dish.
Yeah, it's like
I was watching it. Yeah,
20 minutes for entree, 30 minutes for both the 20 minutes for appetizer, 30 minutes for entree and dessert.
Okay,
and it's crazy. One person, Leanne, don't you hate Jeffrey Cesarian?
Don't you just? So snooty.
I can't stand him. He just whenever I see him, I'm no problem with Amanda or Chris or the others, but something about Jeffrey, he just
oh my gosh, I love it. That's so funny. I love it.
We got here from Ain't No Angel. He said that thanks for the flex. Also, he says that this muscle women have always made me beat the meat ever since I was a teen. So saying you guys are very attractive. I should have edited a bit, but that's the truth. I know, hey, I'm a smoke. I admit it. I'm a smoke. And, it just.
Well, I stopped calling y'all schmoes a long time ago. I have been doing, that on the side, the webcam, is my side thing for Muscle Girls Live and her biceps. But you know what? I've been doing that since 2007, and I don't consider them schmoes anymore. They're friends. They're friends. They really are. They've stuck with me since the very beginning and supported me throughout all the journey. Whether I'm off, there's slow times, yes, but everybody has that, and I understand why. But they've been supporting me and coming back all this time and supporting me. There's been times when I didn't even know how I was going to make a show because, again, I support myself, and especially right now. But if it wasn't for those two webcam sites, and that's all we do is flex our muscles, and I've made a lot of great guy friends and some women friends too. There are a few, but but I've been friends with them for so many years and learned about, their stories and can just get into a conversation. We sometimes just talk. That's all you want. They want to talk. But it's those two sites are great to work with if you need to make some extra income. And the guys love it, and some of the gals love it too. So give a lot. Somebody signed up with my business as a customer from that site I think we're on Muscle Growth Live. So I got a new guy and I'm helping him with his diet. He's getting back into the gym. And he signed up to be a customer. He didn't want to build a business, but he wanted to sign up as a customer. So he's got his products and he's enjoying them and he loves it. I recommended the cafe latte to him and he's like, "Oh, Cheryl, this stuff is really good. I told you, it's like drinking a Starbucks." So I'm really I'm glad I can make some connections that way with people too. It gets me through these times. And I think I got, working that gets the guys through all the craziness that we're going through with these times, especially.
Yeah, because I understand. Because like I said, with me, I don't work. I'm on disability. Most of the time at home. One time I go when I go doctor appointments, when I get stuff for the house. I don't do too much. Like I mean, a while back, a couple of friends of mine, where they say, yo man, let's go to the club for a minute. We went to the club. We sat, we chilled, and we said, I'm ready to go home. So they ready to go home. We're going. We're out. And it's just trying to find something to do. Because I know I follow you on social media. You do art. And it's just. I've seen your videos. It's just you have a nice talent what you have, and and what you do, and how and just you have being a talent. Like I said, your body. What they say about some of these ladies, not just your body is your art. And I see a lot of women who have tattoos, get the breast implants, but when your body, if you leave it as it is art, and there's no point to add anything to it.
Yeah, it is. I've always thought of it that way myself. I mean, that's why I love, doing photography, and I got a room full of paintings I've done, mostly of Leanne. I have a hard time painting myself, but I can paint her for some reason. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. And you find that you're her muse, Leanne. You're the muse. You're Venus on the half shell.
She's a beautiful bodybuilder.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, y'all just a beautiful couple. You just gush at each other. This is from Mayor KL. He says, Cheryl, there is a bodybuilder, Annie Rivicchio. She's a photographer. Yeah, we all know about Annie. Yeah, Annie's been, Annie. I mean, this is my site. I created a video. 2 videos. My first 2 videos I made were about Annie Rivicchio and Krista Bach, and they're my most popular videos on my site. And Annie, I think she had an amazing physique. Her and Krista. I mean, I love their physique because they didn't have they had classic female bodybuilder looks. No breast implants, not a lot of tattoos. They just had that beautiful physique, and they just there was those. I would say 2 of the most underrated women in the bodybuilding, just I would say unsung women of the sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely didn't want breast implants. Considered it back in 2008, 2007, and I'm sure glad I didn't go with it, because that they were saying, oh, that would do it. That would get that's what they like to see, the proportion on butt and blah blah blah. It was too expensive for one thing, and it really wasn't in me. I didn't want that on my chest. And I didn't want that look. I mean, that wasn't really me. Mm-hmm. So I'm really glad I didn't go with it. Some friends that, want them off their bodies now, for reasons with the toxins and all that stuff. But
yeah,
I'm really happy with not having that at all. I like to be completely like I am, natural. So. Mm-hmm.
And that's the same with you, with your muse, Miss George, Miss George. How you feel about that? Body modification, like breast implants, other stuff.
Well, I actually had a coach, and her husband, kind of give me a little rude guidance that I needed to do that. And sewing in a pad works for me. So yeah, no, I think it's a preference, and certainly with all the dieting and stuff, I crack jokes and make fun of tripping over myself and stuff. But for me, for right now, I'm not interested either. I think that it would probably help me. I don't know if it helps you win. If there's women that have lost for that reason, then I think it just goes back to show whatever the judges want that day, right? And so I'm not gonna judge Chase for sure as far as boobies go.
Right. And I've been on the judges side. I've been on the judges table myself. I've judged shows in Michigan, and it really isn't, I don't think, because you're looking at a body and you have instructions what to look at, and it goes so quick, the judging. You don't have time to know who that person is on the stage. You're judging what so fast, and you're handing your numbers down to the head judge. I don't think I ever really even considered looking at someone's chest. I'm looking at the muscularity and whatever's on stage, whether it's bodybuilding, physique, or whatever I'm looking for. So you haven't judged in a couple years now, but I remember how fast paced that is. And that helped me a lot because I had to understand what it was like, because I had some thing going on in my head about confidence or something. I had to understand how fast that judging goes. So John Simmons here in Michigan, I hooked up with. He found me and invited me to judge, and then I became a judge here, NPC judge. But anyway, I never really even looked at somebody on stage and looked at their boob size to consider, that looks the best. I didn't look at that. Wasn't trained to look at that. Maybe some are. I don't know.
Yeah, it's about preference. I would say. Me personally, I do like the more natural pictorial women. Yes, there's some women that as a man, be like, wow. And I remember, I think Denise Messina was the one who kind of changed it. I know Corey had breast implants, but I think when Denise came in, and I remember she used to do the poses where she has to take and lift her up. And I remember somebody said she shouldn't do that because the judges can see from down there. But she just lifting her boobs up, and I remember that time when she had at one show where she had a wardrobe malfunction. Yeah. You can find it on YouTube, the unedited version.
That's so funny.
We got to see.
You know what though? When you don't have a boob job, you get the tired syndrome, where your boobies get tired and they kind of like to fall underneath the bottom. You got to look out for each other and like, hey, sis,
Yeah, I think
boobies are tired.
Yeah, I think there's a tape now. You can get a tape now for that.
Glue, man, glue all the way.
Well, they make these suits now. They do a pretty good job. With the suits, so you can't even almost not tell anymore unless you're gigantic.
Yeah, but you still have to glue yourself in. At least I know I do.
They do. They
my boobies want to go down.
Yeah, they do. You got to glue the skin back up there.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work. Between you gotta get your makeup, you gotta get yourself glued in. I mean, it's, and you still do sport for the commitment and the passion of it. Yes. And that's why I respect about you ladies. Like I said, if y'all watch this video, I have the social media information in the description. Also, Miss Faust has a PayPal. So if you have the time, I know things are tight, things are rough. I mean, but if you send maybe a few dollars here and there, this helps these ladies in their, it's still do their journey in this sport. It's not even helping just maybe for a little stuff in during the day or during the week. Sometimes that's appreciated more than anything. And once also my another rule is if you contact us social media, no D pics. These ladies
don't listen, George.
I know, but I gotta tell them that because
you gotta put the phone on silent.
You gotta respect these ladies. I understand some guys you want to show off your talent because you get excited when you see Miss Faust on the stage all ripped and shredded, or you see Miss Leanne all dripping wet in baby oil. I know you get excited, you're 6 weeks, but the fact is, be respectful. Don't be that weird guy. Come on, don't be that weird guy.
They're mostly good guys. They just get
a little half-excited. Yeah, get little like they be like little girls in springtime.
It's the ones that want to marry me right now and come on and meet me today. And no, I have a home and a girlfriend and a dog and a cat and I have a wife. But I love y'all. I love everybody.
Well, if we say like we could do bigger me, but that'd be bigger him. I enjoyed this conversation with you ladies. Like, and I know you got a lot of time. I want to ask everybody out there, if you have any questions you want to ask while you're here to Miss Leanne and Miss Cheryl, put in the comment. If not, like I said, we want to give support to these ladies. Follow them on social media. Check them out. Support them. Like I said, my rule again is that I know they're not going to listen. No deep pics. We want to really support these women. Also, if anybody out there, if you're the IFBB, if you're winning the strength, let's get masters into qualify for the Olympia. You know, the Olympia is coming up in about a couple of weeks. I think that there should be they get masters. I know you were at Tampa and they had 40 plus for women's physique, which was Wale, who I did an interview with, Miss Tracy Rugged. She competed in that division, and I think there should be masters for women's bodybuilding. So if you want to, you can do both. You can compete with the open women, and you have your own class.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. That would be great.
Yeah. This is from KL. Ain't no angel. Do you ladies pay attention to the men bodybuilders? You a fan of some men there, or just?
Well, I don't. I know Leanne works a lot. She's like I used to be because I don't work anymore. But she's a workaholic now, and I'm not. But there's some pro bodybuilders that have reached out. They come to chat with me on the camera. When I work that. I think they want to, they do a show and they want to come on and talk about it. And I understand, they just want to talk to somebody. They're at the hotel still, and sometimes they don't have anybody to talk to.
Yeah.
So they reach out. I mean, I have some of them are in another country, and that's fine. We're just friends. They're not at all disrespectful, by no means, with me. They're very respectful, and they just want to say hi and they just want to chat for a minute. So, I do have a few that are that come and say hello to me.
And same with you, Miss Leanne.
So I actually don't follow anybody because I am social media blah. And you wouldn't even know of me if it wasn't for Cheryl. However, I think Nick Walker is very impressive, and congratulations to his win here at the Arnold. I do like Ian Valdez, and I have just watched Ronnie Coleman a lot. I watch a lot of Lee Priest just videos because whatever video is on and it's dudes working out and saying F you, lift heavy, suck it up. That's kind of what I train to a lot now this year. And then outside of bodybuilding, David Goggins is and Rocco. They're two of my guys that I follow. Yeah. But I listen to a lot of Dave Palumbo's RX Muscle or whatever, and it's just kind of watching the folks for motivation. But Nick Walker really looks amazing, and that was cool to watch him come in and make a statement.
Yeah, I remember I watched the one of the most famous all time bodybuilding documentaries is Pup and Iron, and when Arnold was talking to said, "Arnold, your muscles too small, Arnold." In the movie, they're in the bus together, and train. Yeah. But like I said, I really appreciate your ladies' time because I know, Miss George, you're a workaholic. Miss Cheryl, you don't have no job. Tommy, you don't got no job, but you're still doing it. If you want a shout out to anybody out there, family, friends, anybody, supporters, you can do it right now.
Oh, Cheryl, do you want to go ahead?
Go ahead.
So first off, I would like to say, George, thanks for the opportunity. And Cheryl, I wouldn't have any of these opportunities if it wasn't for you. I really think it's kind of cool to see my videos and stuff, and not out of arrogance, but to see go, oh my God, that's me. But if it wasn't for all the supporters out there, for myself and all the other women, I guess we're really lucky to have you. I'm sorry. If it wasn't for all of you, we probably wouldn't be here as strong as we are, even if we're dangling. right? In the sport, but I see it coming back, and again, it comes back to all the supporters to women's bodybuilding. So thank you all for the opportunity.
And I just want to say thank you, Leanne and Mabes. But I enjoy helping Leanne, and she's now my project. I know I really do try to help, with the photography and all that I can do. I just want her to win. That's all. And I know that's a big, huge ask, isn't it? I know, but she was with me when I won, and I just can't get over it. I need her to win there too. So I'm just not over it yet until she gets her card, and that's however long that takes. Just keep going with it. But no, it's thank you, to everybody out there that does give us likes and, says hello and supports us. This is our passion. We love doing this. I have other passions too, and so does Leanne, but we love our sport, and we thank all of you.
Mm-hmm. This is from KL Ain't No Angel. The D pics don't do anything for me, so. And that's like I said, folks. Like I said, these ladies, you follow them on social media. Miss George is not too social media savvy. Miss Cheryl is. Check it out. Watch this video. If you haven't watched this video, watch it later. Also, I'm gonna say like this: if you're out there, if you are a sponsor, if you are somebody who wants to support women in bodybuilding, especially an up-and-coming amateur who's going to get a pro card soon, a current IFBB pro, reach out to these ladies. They can use sponsorship. If you got, if you had the money, but also be understanding that, you do this because you want to do this. Don't do this because you're looking for something. I'm not looking for nothing when I do my interviews. I just enjoy giving attention to these ladies because they need it. They need support. As you know, I said before, the bodybuilding sport, there's I will say 11,000 sites dedicated to the men. There's only a few of us who's dedicated to the women, and that's why we want to give attention to these ladies. So, like I said, watch the video, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, support these women and their mission in this sport because they need it, And to you ladies, I'm gonna say this: as you just said before, I'm a big fan of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. I remember at the end of Batman Begins when Jim Gordon said, "I never got to say thank you," and what Batman said to him, "You never have to."
Oh,
Nice.
I love that.
Nice.
That's
awesome.
Bale was one of my favorite Batmans. I mean, you go like this. This is how I go like this. You go there goes Kitty Cat. It's a big cat. What's his name? Hey, he's a big one. Like I said, I really like to think. Like I said, don't apologize. You owe me nothing. I know cats are finicky. But like I said, I really appreciate y'all time. I really appreciate you ladies. Maybe if we ever get a chance, because maybe do it up again and see how things going. Maybe later on in the year or whatever you want to do, just let me know. You got my information. I got yours. To people out there who came through, like my sister Miss Fishiana, Big Duke 24, KL Ain't No Angel. Everybody out there, share this video, like, comment, subscribe. Support the sport of women's bodybuilding because they need the support, they need the help, they need the work. Because you know what, everybody's too busy paying attention to the banana hammocks, and and these ladies they work just as hard. They are just as dedicated, and they deserve just as much respect as their male counterparts. So I'd like to thank Miss Cheryl Faust and Miss Leanne George. This is your man, all the way George Page, aka the Emperor. If you're about to talk, don't subscribe, don't subscribe. We out. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good night.